Hello everybody and welcome back to another F1 2019 episode. It's Cheesy here today and I hope you all are doing well, and we'll be hopping in the Austrian Grand Prix, one of my favorite Grand Prix. It's a quick circuit, it's not that very difficult to master, and I think it'll be fun. Hope you guys will be enjoying it. So we're going to be here in our workstation. We'll have a message from Claire, but we did have to turn down the race from a 50% to a 25% because 50%, man, it's long. Although it is proper, it's atrociously long, and I don't want to have to make 1,000 or not 1,000 1-hour videos for you guys. So we see the drag reduction came in, and Lance Stroll moves into Alfa Romeo, and Kimi Räikkönen has been moving to Renault. So Ricardo has been let go. Danny Rick, my favorite driver, has been let go. So it looks like dry race, dry conditions for qualifying, and that'll be nice. But we'll be hopping into FP1 here and trying to get the most out of it.
Practice is beginning here in Spielberg, marking the start of the Austrian Grand Prix.
I've had a chat with Carl about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try.
Alright, now so we're in the car and we'll be hopping into the track program. I'm not going to try to say that. So we're in Spielberg, FP1, and let's hop out there. Alright, now so 5 minutes out and put right into the middle sector. So this should be pretty fun. Pretty excited about this race. You guys will see this track alkalinization program. Yo, I can't say that word. I mean, I knew it, but I was trying to say it. But we're going to be hopping into this program. We're hopefully going to ace that track first round if we don't miss anything too much. So pretty good. And then you have 3 DRS zones. You have the pit straight, you have this area right here, and then you have the back straight. So pretty nice circuit here, and first race of the 2020 season because of the coronavirus, and I really enjoyed this. If you guys want to go check out, it was my first Sunday breakdown I did on the Austrian Grand Prix, and that was pretty fun. So guys, go check that out. I think I'll try to leave that in the end screen if you guys want to. I'll wait until the end. I encourage it. So we're doing alright here right now, and we have one red sector because we ran too wide on turn 3. I think you might have to cancel DRS just a little bit earlier to try to get that full rotation, but nothing that I can't fix. So in a half decent lap coming through the last sector, and I know that although the times are a little bit skewed because I am on hard tires, because you don't want to run around 106 and that time, but it's alright. So we have that mess up in turn 1, which is never great. We always want to have a good exit out of turn 1, but I think that it was just exceeding track limits. And this turn 2 here is actually pretty crazy. There's not many times in an F1 circuit that you have turn 2 in the second sector, which is kind of crazy. So we get turn 3, not quite there. Only to be practicing on that turn 3, just the braking zones, I think, that I just need to fix and get things a little bit better at. But as you guys can see, it's alright. So I think that we'll have a lower score this time, but no worries there. But it's interesting that Lance Stroll went to the other team. I don't know what team he was previously racing for, because I took all Daddy Stroll's money and we spent it on our car. And if you're not going to race for your dad, where would you race for your son? so that's interesting. But I'll finish this track program and I'll go through all practice sessions. But I'll catch you guys once we're in our workstation going into qualifying. So we're here now, finished all 3 practice programs, and we're getting good luck from Emma. Weather's looking nice, and Jeff showing us that the tire compounds and everything just check up for us. So I appreciate that, Jeff. Take care to yourself as well, and we'll be moving into qualifying now.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. So then, Ant, it's another Grand Prix weekend, another exciting qualifying session ahead of us. What are you going to be looking out for over the next few minutes?
The first question is going to be who can avoid making mistakes. There isn't much margin for error in qualifying, and you have to bear in mind that the track conditions may have changed since practice, particularly as we've had a few support races in the meantime. If the brake bias settings, for example, don't take this into account, it's extremely easy to lock up a front wheel and cause a flat spot. Just like that, your lap's ruined, and you've wasted a set of tyres to boot.
Alright, now, so we're in the one-shot qualifying, and we'll be going on the soft tires because, of course, that is what we want to be doing. But I'm not sure how the car setup's looking, and the power unit. There's a lot of wear on the energy thing, but
We'll make the changes you requested.
yeah, it is. And then the control electronics, I think that needs us for a new one. So everything is just slightly worn, and we'll want to fix that so we can be at our top speed and be at the highest. So apart from a regulations always applying across the line and set our flying lap. Coming through turn 1 here, right-handed, we cut it a little bit short, go wide on the exit, but still get a nice speed through there, already up to almost 300 kilometers per hour in first place here, and setting a 16.375. So very nice first sector. Coming through the second turn into the second DRS zone, Hamilton is a fair amount behind us, or any Mercedes. Try to get this braking point correct, run a little bit wide, can't get on the power too early, unless we'll mess up the tires and mess up our time. Do this right-hander a little bit inside and then back out wide, just kissing the curb there, and it's a 46.300, I believe. I can't see that time too well, but I'm trying to pay attention. So yeah, Hamilton really pushing us now, so giving us a run for our money with the pole, and because of the difficulty update, it's going to be very close when we cross the line, but we just get it, probably by maybe 1/10, I would say. It's very close, so happy about that. Very nicely done by ourselves, and thanks,
With
Jeff.
qualifying finished, it's time to remind
Yes,
ourselves
so you
of
guys
our
can
top
see
three.
Valtteri
Mr. Monaco,
behind us
Bottas,
actually.
and
Lewis
Max
is in 7th,
Verstappen.
Valtteri was
Qualifying
the
rounds up,
Mercedes
we now have
behind
our
us.
grid line
And it was
up for the
a
big race
2/10
tomorrow. Be
gap,
sure to
so
join us
very
then
close,
for
very,
what
very
will no
close.
doubt be a
But
fantastic
Lewis
race.
not showing his full form today, which is very interesting. You have Valtteri Bottas, and then the 2 Ferraris even ahead of him, with Max Verstappen sandwiched in between there. And Sergio Perez is doing nicely. So we'll be hopping into the race now, and hopefully we can stay on top. I'm very excited for that. And this is one of the first commentated episodes that we have a pit stop. So we've had 5 lap races, but now we'll have a pit stop, which is nice. So we come on to this results page. Leading our rivalry, I don't think we've chosen another rival. We finished our rivalry with, I believe it was Devin Butler. So we'll have to go ahead and choose a new rival to fight with, so we can maybe earn ourselves more points, more relation points. So looking good. I don't know why the higher teams we have a higher acclaim with the higher teams, but a lower acclaim with the lower teams. You would think that if the higher teams liked us, then the lower teams would absolutely love us.
We can call that a successful qualifying. We should be
All right,
with a
Jeff.
good chance in the race.
Appreciate that. Good driving, good driving. I know. I was in the cockpit. Alright, so we have enough resource points for major upgrade, I believe. But we have that powertrain one, and we have this. We don't have enough for that aero upgrade. You need 50, about 70 more. How much? I can't. I'm not completely sure. Is that 80? 76 more. Quick maths. But we'll listen up here to the announcers.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Mr. Monaco lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Hamilton, Perez, Weber and Kimi Raikkonen, Magnussen, Butler, Antonio Giovinazzi and Russell, Kvyat, Grosjean, Robert Kubica and Lance Stroll. Gasly and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Alright, let's do our best. Let's get this win in. So, now that we have pit stops, we have to be thinking about alternate strategies and which strategy is the fastest. Of course, Jeff has probably put us in this setting management, and so we'll have to think about everything. I think that so of course you do have to take a pit stop unless you will be charged with a penalty, and you do 2 softs and you can make up a lot of time, but you need the mandatory tire type, which is a little bit I didn't realize that. So you need that medium tire, and you can take it for a longer stint to just get that perfect time. And I think that we'll Jeff was right. We'll take his time for it. So it's 4-5 lights and lights out, and away we go on pole position. We get an alright start, but of course Bottas in the Mercedes is always going to have that lightning quick start. We cut him off though, and we get out into fresh air, so pretty excited about that. That's pretty nice. So we'll be going there up to the second sector now, and he's second already behind us, so we've been pulling away a fair gap, which is pretty nice, and always happy about that. On the first lap you have the clean air and you can actually pull away, which is what always happens with front runners. As we just make it off the grass there. Oof. That was pretty close. Don't want to have cheesy lawn mowing service. If you guys want to see a video on that, just me running through the gas, all the clips of me running through the grass on practice sessions, because I don't show all of them. I could probably make a solid 10-minute video on that one, just running off the track. That'd be pretty funny. But crossing the line here on the first lap, and I believe we have a fair sizable lap on everybody. Alright, probably a little bit under 2 seconds between us and Verstappen, but Bottas is very closely behind us, and we'll have to be keeping in check with that. So he is in DRS zone on the 3rd lap, so we'll have to be able to push and keep it clean racing, but try not to let him take that first position for Mercedes, because of course, if Hamilton does not do well and Mercedes does not do well, then that's points for us for the Constructors' Championship. And I can see on the mini map on the left that Hamilton is actually behind the pink, which is our Checo Perez in the other racing point, which is nice to see. So hopefully it can be a good day for the racing point. But Bottas is just having incredible speed. I think it might be the difficulty turned up. I'm just not ready for this yet. But it's kind of interesting. So DRS will be enabled, and he'll have 2 DRS zones in this first DRS lap. So cutting the corner a little bit there, because we just need that time. We just need that extra seconds, extra speed to try to get over to him. But we're gonna be going around the outside, nothing too much, but he doesn't get it, and that is always good. And we get a nice exit, and you guys can see on the bottom there is no more arrow, so he's out of that 1 second-ish area. Getting a good exit, probably one of the best exits that I've had on that 3rd corner, and coming through the 4th corner, and long right-hander, I guess you could say. It's 2 right-handers, but I guess it's, if you think about it, it's almost a combined corner of the smooth transition. So setting a purple sector block as the fastest lap. I'm kind of tired here. Don't know why, but we can looking for the fastest lap and we don't get it. So I think that with that DRS, we can push for the fastest lap, but of course we don't have it. So coming up now, as you guys can see on the bottom, the arrow trying to get that outside line, but it doesn't look like we'll have it quite yet. Late braking, late on the brakes, trying to get that good exit, and we actually do. The nice thing is that the DRS zone isn't that far out from the chicane, or from the corner, so you have time to accelerate and get away from them before they catch that DRS. So just going through here, I think we'll be staying in first place for quite a while, so I can be talking about some other stuff too while we're at it. So some announcements about the channel, I guess you could say. So we have been having this F1 2019 series, and I'm hoping to get through this. This is the 10th episode, so lucky digit 10, but there's around 22 episodes that we'll be making, because it is a full season, and we're going to be aiming for that Constructors' Championship. But after this, I think we're going to be going to Project Cars 2. I've heard great reviews about that from the sim racing community. Project Cars 3, not so much, and I think that's what we'll be going with from that. So that we'll be going on to Project Cars 2. We'll be going on some NASCAR Heat 5, which is a NASCAR game. I enjoy my NASCAR as an American. I think that's a very American thing, because it is run by the FIA. Now there's IndyCar, so they can have their own regulations as we run wide there, and heel to heel, I guess you could say, with Bottas, as we just get ahead of him through that 4th corner. Had to interrupt there, that got interesting. So front wing damage, as you guys can see, is orange, or it is yellow. I don't know my colors, but it looks like he'll be making a move here, and we won't give him anything. We're not going to let the Mercedes trample us today. We're going to stand strong, and we'll have a good exit. So we have to turn the wing repair off, because although it is going to cause me trouble, I don't want to lose that extra second because within the pit stops, because I just want to be able to push, because the wing times are very, very slow through this game. Going up the inside now, we'll be going in a Verstappen Leclerc mode, but there is no contact, so that's nice to see that. Alright, so maybe we'll hold on for that note, but we'll be playing some new games with you guys, and of course we'll continue the F1 2020 series once we finish this F1 series here, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna be building my own cockpit, guys. So as you guys saw in the other view, I recently got the Logitech G923 and I've been practicing with that. Obviously in this episode I'm gonna be playing with the controller, and of all F1 2019 I said I'm gonna be playing with the controller, but I'm gonna be coming out with a professional review on that, my thoughts. I have not gotten any wheel other than that, so I'm just basing that off my experience with the controller and that wheel, but I'll try to do an in-depth review for you guys of that. And also I'll be trying to build an F1 style cockpit, because there are pre-made ones out there that are expensive, but I'm also trying to see, I'm trying to help you guys out, the viewers, on what kind of cockpit that you guys can make for yourself. So almost like a DIY episode, DIY series of building a cockpit, and I think that'll be pretty fun for you guys and for ourselves, as well as building a Formula wheel that can attach to the Logitech base, because Logitech, unlike Thrustmaster, does not have changeable wheels. You have to mod it yourself and take that risk, that calculated risk of maybe it'll break, but I think that's a calculated risk that I'm willing to take. So a little bit under halfway done now. You can see the soft compound tires are not wearing too much. We have a fair amount of wear. It's a third of the way through to them, but you guys also always know, you guys have been catching up with the F1 20 season so far. In real life, of course, I'm talking about that it doesn't go well, because the tires, Pirelli tires, they get blistered, especially on the Mercedes cars. The Petronas Mercedes, not Mercedes engine, but just for Hamilton and Bottas, and they have to stay off the curbs, and that is an issue with the tire wear. Of course, in this game, I'm not going to have that much issues because it is simulation, damage simulation, everything, so not too much. But we'll be going strong here, I believe, unless Bottas decides to make a move. We have Vettel behind us, and Verstappen behind him, so we're all tightly linked, not too far behind, because I don't have that good of this, of course, and with this new difficulty. But we'll speed it up here until they get into the rhythm and they come around.
So push now. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
Alright, I lied about speeding it up, because this part is about to get interesting. We run wide here and just nearly miss the barriers, but coming back in, Bottas is side by side with him. We're pushing him literally to the track limits, and I think that was just a racing incident. It was my fault for going off the track, but me trying to get back on, I think I had the right to try to get back on. But he's zooming through us. We're behind him, and this is the box lap, so this is our in lap that we'll have to try to be perfect on, as he spins us wide, but we just nearly catch it there, as that's no good. Alright, thankfully this game has a flashback feature, so we'll use that. This is our first flashback that we've needed to use because we were too aggressive, and I think that's alright. It's a sim game. It's for enjoyment purposes, as long as we can be competitive with other drivers, and I think that's alright. So first flashback that we used, and we'll stay that P2 in our in-lap. I don't know if Bottas is going to be boxing as well. It looks like he is not, so we'll have that pit lane to ourselves in the front, and we'll be able to catch up with it. So an undercut strategy, I believe no one else is pitting, and hopefully that'll pay off if we can have a nice pit stop. So coming in now for our first commentated pit stop, and it's 1.9, beautiful pit stop. Very nice. I appreciate that. Racing Point, the contracting has paid off. I believe that we asked for a quicker pit stop. Ask and you shall receive, and that is what's very nice. So Devin Butler in the McLaren car, I believe, and if we can catch up to him, we should be in a good place to get back into P1. So no DRS, we weren't close enough there, but hopefully on that straight we can have that DRS if we can catch up with them. Very close now. These back-end cars don't have a lot of pace. No surprise there, of course, though. So we have the Hamilton in front of Checo, which is a little bit disappointing because we wanted Hamilton to not do well. But of course, there's always room for improvement in the F1 game, and always room for improvement. So coming down this area, we'll go on the back now, around the outside of Gio and Butler, and we'll get the job done. So Mercedes is pitting Bottas, I believe. I don't know whether they pit Hamilton because he is ahead, but maybe because he's the #1 driver, they'll put him. Not completely sure about that strategy, Chief. But you do you, Toto Wolff, you do you. No worries, there are no complaints as long as I get my P1. I'm not upset. So I'll commentate this, and we'll actually speed it up during the once the pit stops are done, because it is a long race and I don't want to bore you guys. But if you guys haven't already, click that like button. If you guys are enjoying, please be sure to do that. It just gives me a sense of what you guys enjoy in the series, in the videos that I post. Of course, my most viewed video is that PC gaming, so if you guys want to go check that out, if you guys are into any PC builds, be sure to check that out. So this should be the last lap of pit stops, and everybody should be having their pit stops done, I believe, by the end of this lap. So you can see that the Ferrari and Hamilton are in, and then the Renault and probably Albon are in. I couldn't see that name as I was coming in, or Verstappen, that is. No, who is that? I don't know. It was probably Albon because Verstappen is right behind me. But we do have that P1 advantage to ourselves in a fair gap to Verstappen. So maybe with the higher difficulty they might catch up. But there's an incident. Yellow flag. Vettel crashed out. Spinala. So that's pretty interesting. Looks like Ferrari's crash and in the Austrian Grand Prix in Spielberg. Nothing new here. Nothing new. So that is interesting. Racing Point having pace. Ferrari's spinning out. Seems like a solid F1 race. Seems like that's pretty normal. But coming through this last few corners of this 12th lap, and we're not looking too good. Looking a little bit shabby here with the 1 second loss on that lap. Not our best time, but we still have that 2 second lead on Verstappen, which is pretty nice, and that is good. So a little bit faster on that first sector, 1/10 split down, but Bottas still does have the fastest lap, which we'll want to refute as soon as possible, because that's an extra point for him. That's an extra point for his team. No bueno. Es muy malo. Well, correct my conjugations in there. Still a student of many languages, so just trying to learn as we lose that time made up. So we'll need a flying second sector on these soft compound tires, or on these new hard tires, excuse me, on the mediums. I can't put my words together. I think that after these 3 laps, our tires will be very old and not in perfect conditions. Yup. So we're just gonna get slower and slower from here on out. So that's not good. Let's thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate that. I didn't realize until I think the last episode that you could talk to your engineer by pressing that LB button. I believe it is. It doesn't have a name, does it? LB. Yeah, it is LB button. I had to check that. But you can talk to them by pressing that button and communicate with your driver. But now we'll be moving into the faster section, and won't commentate this part. You guys can just enjoy the fastest or the speeded up type of driving, and I'll catch you guys on the last lap.
Gap to teammate behind is 13.0 seconds.
Alright, now coming down through the last two sectors of the last lap of the Austrian Grand Prix, and we are leading my favorite Grand Prix. So nice to see that we can maybe bring home this win for ourselves during this race. So pretty stoked about that. Coming through this last couple sectors now, the fourth corner, the fifth corner, and we have some damage on the car, as you guys could probably see by us hitting Bottas, but nothing that little duct tape won't fix, nothing that'll will harm us too much. But coming through this last sector, and it'll be a first place finish, P1. So nice to see that Mercedes isn't 1-2, Mercedes is 3-4. So thank you guys, thank you fans, appreciate it. Let's go. I'm actually pretty. This is a pretty nice circuit, because with the upgraded AI and this fast track, I'm excited that we won this. I'm really stoked about this. So you guys can't see it right now, but probably can't hear it either. But I'm very happy about this, and really enjoying this. So we'll be going up the podium, as you guys can see, top of the podium, and our constructor is there too. That 3-4. And let's wave up the trophy. Very nice trophy. Very nice. Thank you, Bottas, for clapping. Appreciate that. Verstappen, I would probably say one of my idols. He isn't my favorite driver, but it's nice to see an idol there, because he is a very young driver when he came in, karting champion, and I think a nice guy. He seems to have a good relationship with my
has
favorite driver,
on the driver's
Danny
standings.
Rick,
Mr.
but it's
Monaco
alright.
increases
So
their
we have those
championship
25
lead.
points,
So, Anthony
and
Davidson,
Sergio
which
Perez
you
actually
rank as
moves
your
up into
driver of
6th,
the
right
day?
behind Lewis Hamilton.
I'd probably
He's
pick
not doing
Lando
too
Norris.
shabby
He
there
lived up to every inch
himself.
of his reputation
Albon
today, and I
moving
think he'll be
down,
going home quite
Raikkonen
rightly, a bit
moving
proud of
up in
himself.
that Renault,
Time
so
to check out
not
the constructors'
retiring at all,
standings. The lead at the
actually
top comes down
keeping
after a
his
strong weekend
self
from the
strong,
challenging
and
pack.
we
After
move
an
up,
event like
so
that,
we
who
are
knows what the sport has in
very
store for
close
us
to them.
next time? Be
Very
sure to
close.
join us
We're
again
moving
as
closer
we
to them, not
continue to bring you
too
the
close, very
latest
close, I would say.
excitement
We're
in
moving
Formula
closer.
One.
That's pretty good. And Checo is doing well himself, so excited about that. Now we'll be moving back to our interview time. Interview.
I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. We all
We
underestimated
all
you, didn't we?
underestimated you all, didn't we? I don't want to seem too showman, but I think that you want to
It wasn't the cleanest
help your
race today,
team
was
out.
it?
So showing up for the team. Yeah, I just gotta. I think that both
Great.
decrease,
Well,
right?
that's everything.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time. Huh. She always says that, but she did it. But you gotta either decrease your rep on those questions or decrease the team's rep, and I think you'll just take the fall for the team on that one. So we're winning that rivalry. I think one more race, and we should be won that rivalry, which is nice to see. Those resource points, accumulating all those resource points for the R&D tree. 400 from this race, 1,400, so we now have enough for a major upgrade. Looking good with the other teams and becoming a veteran in
Great
the
work
sport.
this weekend. It was
So
fantastic
messages,
to see you up on that podium.
thank
Looks
you
like one of your
Emma and
rivals has
Carl.
also been invited to a historical event.
Pursuit challenges.
This could be
I
a
want
good
to be
opportunity
going
to
with the
play a little
pursuit because I
rivalry
feel like
track.
pursuit is a little bit more fun, don't you guys think? I think that when you are able to catch up with more cars in that way, it's pretty interesting instead of just having to checkpoint. That could go for a while, and we don't want to elongate this episode. But let's listen in, and I'll catch you guys in the car.
Welcome to today's invitational event, where some of the world's finest drivers will be treating us to a special exhibition of some of the sport's most iconic cars.
Alright now guys, so we're ladies, I guess I could say, we're in a Williams, a historic Williams, I guess you could say. 2003 is kind of historic, and sorry's in front of us. You'll be saying you're sorry when I catch up to you and make you look like a fool. I'm joking. Not really though, I'm trying to catch up to them. Michalowski and sorry. So we're here at a pretty fun circuit, and we have a nice cockpit view with no halo. Of course, I've talked about in my Sunday breakdowns how the halo is very important, but it prohibits your view. It's a very view infringing, I guess you could say. That is a proper term. View infringing. I like that word. I'll be using that one. So it infringes on your view, definitely. As we cut that corner very much. I think the stewards had something to say about that, but it's alright. We have to gain as much time as possible, especially when we can. So going over some of these corners a little bit in cheeky fashion, which is alright. Michalowski, we're coming for you, man. we'll be catching you around the he didn't give us room. Around the inside of this corner, and we get the job done. We get that overtake done. So now we'll be going for Sorry, and trying to overtake him now in the time. So we didn't pass the last overtake challenge because it was just a bad episode. It was just not a good day for us in the car. And you know what? Everyone has their bad days. Everyone has their good days. That was just not one of ours. But hopefully today can be one of our good days. As we said, a purple sector, I believe. So dive bomb. Sorry, not sorry. Oh my god, you guys were hitting me for that in the comments. My puns on this name, because it's the same guy every time. Actually, I don't know if it's a gentleman or a lady, but same person every time I make those jokes about. But now we have a Kaufman in front of us. Fair amount. We're in P3. P3 isn't bad, but of course we want to get to that P1 of this pursuit challenge. So going on the inside, Hungarian Grand Prix. I don't think we've done that yet in our career mode, which will be interesting and pretty fun. So we get the move done on Austria, and we should be looking good for this finish. So guys, P1 on this pursuit challenge, I believe. We'll have to continue you guys to watch to the end though. And I guys appreciate this. Appreciate that you've watched this far, and hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching this morning, rest of your day. And until next time, peace.